glad you're here for the final video of our Compassion Camp Staycation Bible School. I hope you had a great time with this session, learning about Jubilee and fresh starts. Over these past 5 sessions, we have learned so much about compassion together. Our first session, we learned that compassion begins with seeing, feeling, and welcoming. Then we learned how compassion helps us be brave and how important it is to love and care for ourselves. Last time, we learned how it helps us be open with people that we meet along the way and to trust God to lead us. This time, we explored how compassion gives us fresh starts by learning about the beautiful tradition of Jubilee. Jubilee helps us see, feel, and trust God's abundance is meant for everyone and all creation. When we make space for rest, gather together at the table, and help those who need it most, we show God's compassion to the world. Why are fresh starts important? Why do you think it's important to rest? Why do you think it's important to celebrate? What do we celebrate? How does this help us share God's compassion? God's compassion is God's justice, and working for justice or helping to make things right releases God's abundance to the world, making sure everyone has what they need. When we rest and help people and the land to rest, we show God's justice. When we gather around the table in joy, we show God's justice. When we take care of those who need the most help, we show God's justice. Justice, or making things right, is what happens when we are compassionate. And we show compassion in these ways: by seeing and welcoming others, by being brave and showing up, by loving and caring for ourselves, by being open to people we meet, and starting over. When we do these things, we share God's justice and compassion with the world. Let's end our final time together the same way we began, with a prayer. One hand on your head and one on your heart. Why? Because compassion begins in our brains, but we feel it in our hearts. Pray with me. Joyful Spirit, your loving hands are always creating freedom, release, and fresh starts. Help us to do the same today by caring for all living things with gentleness and care. Open us to humbly receive that same care ourselves. Make our hearts smile and our actions sing with your promise of abundance to the whole world. Amen. I am so grateful you joined us for Compassion Camp. I hope it was meaningful to you as it was to me, and I hope you learned so much about compassion and each other as you shared this together with your family. I hope you'll look back through your daily examine cards and reflect on the sessions that you've spent together and what it means to you and to the Lord. Don't forget to send me any pictures that you've taken or videos or anything like that, and I'll send an update pretty soon on social media and email. Again, I am so grateful for you. I'm so glad we've had this journey together, even though we couldn't gather together in person. Thank you for trusting me and our God with your children's hearts and lives. And we are so glad to be walking along with you as a family. I love you long, and I love you strong. Go in peace.
May we